Hey, it's Jay. Welcome to Sludge Central. It is the first broadcast of 2025. Time has been moving so incredibly fast, but I do remember as a kid, I measured time by wrestling and movies. So if a movie I liked came out in 1985, I would always mark that in my mind as a way to remember things about that time frame because my childhood was so tied into movies and wrestling. Especially with wrestling, it really bookmarked the seasons of the year. So, springtime was WrestleMania season. Summer was SummerSlam. The fall, we had the Survivor Series. And when the new year rolled around, I would get all jacked up for the Royal Rumble. And looking back on it since the start, I still get excited for the Royal Rumble every year. But I try to avoid spoilers. I have no interest in being spoiled. I hate that. And I think the fans, for the most part, would agree with me that they'd like to see an actual surprise happen rather than definitive news either leaking voluntarily or purposely. I don't want any part of that. I just want to enjoy the show and get a fun, escapist moment out of it. If you look back, it's those genuine, shocking surprises that leave the biggest impressions. Those are the moments that you really remember and you felt something huge. Like, this is big. What a big surprise. There were definitely things that happened that were kept in relative secrecy over the years before they even happened. Today, it's nearly unheard of. When you're scrolling through the phone and you think, geez, I really could be doing something productive. I can go accomplish something. But then the same thing, not only just the phone, the same thing goes for the internet. You guys know what I'm talking about, the internet. It will suck you right in like Charybdis, like a friggin' Sarlacc pit, like Al Bundy's toilet. Bam, whoosh. It's a total time suck. Every time I go on the internet, somehow I'm doing a Google search for some random cereal or whatever it is, and I get led to Pinterest. And I remember when it first started, when it was first getting big, I had an account, but I didn't really see the point of it, especially for my purposes. I understood what it was for and what people enjoyed it for, but for me, I had no use for it. Until the last couple of years, I find myself on these Google searches that lead me to Pinterest, and then I ultimately wind up looking at this Pinterest page and being just completely and utterly sucked in to every single thing that's on this page. It's like an online wonderland of festivities upon every scroll. Then it's crazy because I'm enthralled with every picture, and there's like 10 million of them, even though I've seen 90% of them a million times. But then there's that one that I'm not familiar with, and I click that, and then I get a whole new load, completely reloads with all new stuff, and then it's another wormhole that I'm going down. Totally different timeline. Like an example, one still shot from a cartoon that lasted one season in the late 70s, and now it's my life's obsession to own everything related to that show. The board of a board game that has no description or label or anything detailing it whatsoever. Now, what is it, where it's from? I'm on a quest. Now I become Indiana J, and I'm adventuring through the dangerous internets, hacking away at the garbage to find those hidden gems that could be lost to time. So not only do I have to find out what game it is, I have to watch a tutorial on how to play it, read the reviews on Board Game Geek, then eBay, because you got to look at prices. You got to compare prices, see where it's at. Do I want this? Do I want to splurge and become like the number one fan of this stupid, obscure game that I only want because I saw it look cool for a second on Pinterest? Who am I and what the hell is going on here? Is this normal behavior? I mean, I would assume it's part of who we are as humans at this point, but then I doubled back and I thought, not everybody has the compulsions to obsess over this minutia or minute shit, as we say here in these parts. But such an insane rabbit hole. I mean, let's just take a look at some of the bouncing around that I've been doing here. I love Sabrina the Teenage Witch and finding those old school comic panels. In this one, she's on the beach. She's obviously making a sand replica of Castle Zendo from the Otherworld line of figures, which I was always a big fan of as a kid. And that's one of the early things that I talked about a lot back in the day. I connected with people over Castle Zendo. Castle Zendo brings people together. Look at this. So Scooby-Doo meets the Monster Squad. I think this is a must. How could we not have this happen? This is epic. I can tell you, if you're watching this, you will want to see Scooby-Doo meets the Monster Squad. No matter what. You don't even have to like the Monster Squad. That's just an event you have to watch. If they put it on Shudder, everybody would be losing their minds. I mean, I lost my mind already. I lost it before I even said it. I can't even process how cool Scooby-Doo meets the Monster Squad would be. Come to think of it. All right, so I'm getting the vibes of my old 8-bit zombie lunchbox, which freaking rules. But yeah, 8-bit zombie had Matt Skiff do the artwork, and it's basically the Monster Squad in Scooby-Doo stylings. Then I'm thinking, what would be cooler if they did one of these new Scooby-Doo movies, like they used to have guest stars, and I know they brought it back for a little while, but I really think we need to have a Scooby-Doo movie where Scooby-Doo meets Wednesday. It's all completely animated, Scooby-Doo style, but it's Wednesday from the current show. It's Jenna Ortega animated. Really need that to happen. Listen, if the gang can meet Sandy Duncan, it's pretty probable that they could pull off meeting Wednesday. It's directly in their wheelhouse. So let's make this happen, Warner Brothers. It feels so right. It can't be wrong. I'm rocking and rolling all week long. I love King Kong artwork. It doesn't matter, what era. I like the old stuff, vintage stuff. But King Kong artwork is very high in my cool book. And the 1976 Kong is my all-time favorite Kong movie. I could say a lot more about Kong, but I'm going to hold for now because there's more to see. So then I'm bouncing, makes no sense whatsoever. Aquafresh toothpaste. So when I was a kid, this was space age toothpaste. It came in this fancy stand-up plastic tube, which looked more like some device that like R2-D2 might pop out of his rusty innards. And it was triple protection, so you had 3 colors. You had this, it was like an aqua green-blue color, I guess hence Aquafresh. So it was this green-blue color, white in the middle, and red. So you had triple protection to your teeth in this contraption looking like Mr. Peltzer invented this thing. That's how cool Aquafresh was. It didn't always come in that. You could buy it in the tube also, but the fun was really in that dispenser contraption. Listen, everybody had the Glade Spin Fresh toilet paper thingies. That's what I'm calling them. They smelled like, I can't say they smelled nice. I'm sure they weren't the best air freshener, but for some reason, 9 houses out of 10 had these things in their bathroom. It's true. Oh man, some Kiss Marvel art just because it's awesome. And another one of my absolute favorite facets of Kiss in general, their first couple of Marvel Comics appearances. This thing is a total trip. The See and Say spinner wheel toy that makes sounds when you pull the string. So like you pull the string and then the spinner, it spins and it makes a noise, respective of what character or animal that the center module is pointing at. It sounds, way more complicated than I just made it out to be. But man, that thing was so much fun. Imagine just being so easily amused that you could just keep pulling that string and listening to that noise over and over again. And that's like, bam, that's at least 15 to 20 minutes of your day. Back then, you're not saying to yourself, man, I need to go do something productive. You're just happy chilling. I need to get out of Pinterest because I'm never going to get this show done at this rate. Let's go over to some TV. What's coming up this year, at least that's on my watch list. There's a bunch of stuff, and I'm a binger. I am 100% a binger. I don't want to wait a week anymore. We lived through that era of life where you had to wait for TV shows to premiere on their specific day. Why we're going back to that, I understand why. I don't personally prefer that. We've been there, done that. We're moving on. Just give me the whole show. Don't play games. Just give it. We want to watch the whole show at our own pace. I guess there's some sort of novelty in waiting. I don't know. I can tell you, though, I'm excited for Stranger Things, the final season, season 5, Wednesday season 2, You season 5. Yes, I'm a fan of You. Harley Quinn season 5. which Harley and her crew make their way to Metropolis in this season. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Peacemaker Season 2. We got Welcome to Derry, which is a prequel of the It film series. I'm just not a prequel guy. I'm sure it's going to be great. I just don't need any more prequels. But yet there's another one, Alien Earth, which is a prequel to Alien, and that's going to be on Hulu. I mean, all these things, I'm going to give them some of my time just to give it a shot. But if I had the opportunity, I would prefer to watch a further installment and something that makes sense. There's 17 different timelines and Pinterest continuities. It's insane. Oh man, I do have one thing. Before we get out of here, I need to do a quick taste test. I try to eat healthy, but I do give myself those indulgent moments. So for instance, I love Carvel soft serve ice cream. So that would be my total indulgence. So I just got pistachio soft serve with rainbow sprinkles. And yes, I go to the counter. I say, hello, I would like pistachio soft serve with rainbow sprinkles. Anytime I'm with anyone, they look at me with a smirk when I'm ordering this. I'm like, can I just order my rainbow sprinkles? It makes everything better, rainbow sprinkles. And they're delicious. If you ever ate them like with a spoon, they're fantastic. It could be a whole meal of food. I went to Carvel, got this. It's my celebration of the new year. We'll call it that. And then I realized that there was something that I had been looking for like a year. And I finally found it. This is super old. It's not like I'm breaking any news here. But these are Reese's banana slices. I've been trying to get my hands on these for a while. So I'm going to see how they are. See what we're dealing with. It's pretty exciting. Oh man, they're frozen as hell. Wow, I'm gonna break my teeth. Well, they were in the freezer. Probably gotta leave them out, you know. They're not bad. I think they're pretty good if you like bananas. I dig them. The Royal Rumble's coming, and fingers crossed that Alexa Bliss makes her triumphant return and wins the Rumble. A guy can dream, can he? All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me here at Sludge Central. This is Jay, signing off.